The four most mysterious women in the Quran. The Quran, the holy book of Islam, is filled with stories and figures that continue to inspire and intrigue believers around the world. Among these are a number of women whose lives and actions have left a significant mark on Islamic tradition and history. This article delves into the lives of four of the most mysterious women in the Quran, exploring their roles, the lessons they impart, and the enigmatic aspects of their stories that continue to captivate scholars and devotees alike. From their virtues and challenges to their pivotal moments in the Quranic narrative, these women's tales offer a profound glimpse into the spiritual and moral fabric of Islam. 1. Maryam, the mother of Jesus. Maryam, known as Mary in the Christian tradition, holds an esteemed position in Islam as the mother of Prophet Isa, Jesus. Her story is profoundly detailed in the Quran, particularly in Surah Maryam, chapter 19, which is named after her. Maryam is celebrated for her piety, devotion, and the miraculous events that surrounded her life, making her one of the most revered figures in Islamic history. Maryam's birth itself was a sign of divine intervention. Her mother, Hannah, who was childless, prayed fervently for a child and vowed to dedicate her offspring to the service of God. Her prayers were answered, and Maryam was born. True to her vow, Hannah dedicated Maryam to the temple, where she was raised under the guardianship of Prophet Zechariah. From a young age, Maryam exhibited signs of her exceptional piety and was blessed with sustenance from God, which amazed Zechariah. The most significant event in Maryam's life is the miraculous birth of her son, Isa. According to Islamic tradition, an angel appeared to Maryam, announcing that she had been chosen by God for a special mission. Despite her initial fear and confusion, Maryam submitted to God's will. She conceived Isa miraculously, without any male intervention. This event is a cornerstone of Islamic belief, emphasizing God's power and the purity of Maryam. Maryam's trials did not end with the birth of Isa. She faced skepticism and accusations from her community, who could not comprehend the miraculous nature of her pregnancy. Yet, she remained steadfast and strong, relying on her faith to navigate these challenges. When Isa was born, he spoke from the cradle, defending his mother and proclaiming his prophethood, which further attested to the divine nature of his birth. Maryam's story in the Quran is not just about her miraculous experiences, but also about her unwavering faith and submission to God's will. She is depicted as a model of virtue and piety, inspiring millions of Muslims worldwide. Her narrative emphasizes themes of divine intervention, purity, and the power of faith, making her an eternal symbol of devotion in Islam. 2. Khadija, the first wife of Prophet Muhammad. Khadija bint Khuwaylid, the first wife of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, holds a unique and cherished place in Islamic history. She was not only a supportive spouse, but also a formidable businesswoman and a profound believer in Muhammad's mission. Her life story is a testament to her strength, faith, and unwavering support for the nascent Muslim community. Khadija was born into a noble and affluent family in Mecca. She was known for her intelligence, integrity, and business acumen. As a successful merchant, she earned the title of Amirat Quraysh, Princess of Quraysh, and Al-Tahira, the Pure One, due to her impeccable reputation. Despite her wealth and status, Khadija was also known for her generosity and compassion towards the less fortunate. Her first encounter with Muhammad was through business. Impressed by his honesty and diligence, Khadija employed him to manage her trade caravans. Over time, she recognized his exceptional character and proposed marriage to him, despite being 15 years his senior. Their marriage was marked by mutual respect, love, and partnership. Khadija bore Muhammad 6 children, including 2 sons who died in infancy, and 4 daughters, the most famous being Fatima. Khadija's most significant role began with the advent of Muhammad's prophethood. When Muhammad received his first revelation in the cave of Hira, it was Khadija who provided him with the comfort and reassurance he needed. She believed in his mission wholeheartedly, becoming the first person to convert to Islam. Her faith and support were crucial during the early, difficult years of the Islamic mission. Khadija's wealth and resources played a pivotal role in supporting the fledgling Muslim community. She provided financial backing and moral support, helping to shield Muhammad and his followers from persecution. Her home became a sanctuary for the early Muslims, and her unwavering belief in Muhammad's message fortified his resolve. Khadija's death marked the end of an era for Muhammad. Her passing, along with the death of his uncle Abu Talib, led to a year of sorrow, known as the Year of Grief. Even after her death, Muhammad held her in the highest regard, often speaking of her with deep affection and respect. Her legacy as the mother of the believers endures, symbolizing steadfast faith, loyalty, and the critical role of women in the early Islamic movement. 3. Fatima, the daughter of Prophet Muhammad. Fatima bint Muhammad, the beloved daughter of Prophet Muhammad, is a figure of immense reverence in Islam. Her life exemplifies devotion, resilience, and the profound bond between a father and his daughter. Fatima's story is not only central to the spiritual heritage of Muslims, but also highlights the significant role she played in the early Islamic community. Born in Mecca, Fatima was the youngest daughter of Muhammad and Khadija. From an early age, she exhibited qualities of compassion, humility, and piety. Fatima was particularly close to her father, who often referred to her as the leader of the women of her time. Her upbringing was marked by the trials and tribulations faced by the early Muslims, shaping her character and deepening her faith. Fatima's marriage to Ali ibn Abi Talib, the Prophet's cousin and a revered figure in Islam, was a significant event. Their union was blessed with love, mutual respect, and shared dedication to the faith. Together, they had 4 children: Hassan, Hussein, Zainab, and Kulthum, who continued the legacy of their parents in various ways. Fatima's life was not devoid of hardships. She witnessed the persecution of her father and the early Muslim community. Despite these challenges, she remained a pillar of strength and support for her family. Her home, though modest, was a place of solace and wisdom. Fatima's humility and generosity were well known, often giving away whatever little she had to those in need. One of the most poignant aspects of Fatima's life was her deep connection with her father. Muhammad's affection for her was profound. He would stand up to greet her, kiss her forehead, and seat her in his place as a sign of respect. This special bond was evident during critical moments, such as when Fatima cared for her father after the battles and during the difficult years in Medina. Fatima's legacy extends beyond her immediate life. She is regarded as a symbol of purity, faith, and resilience. Her descendants, particularly through her sons Hassan and Hussein, became central figures in Islamic history. The tragic events of Karbala, where Hussein and his followers were martyred, further enshrined Fatima's legacy in the hearts of Muslims, especially within the Shia tradition. Fatima's death at a young age, shortly after the Prophet's demise, was a significant loss for the Muslim community. Her life and virtues continue to inspire Muslims, serving as a timeless example of devotion to faith, family, and the principles of Islam. She remains a beacon of strength and an enduring symbol of the pivotal role women play in the spiritual and communal life of Islam. 4. Asiya, the wife of Pharaoh. Asiya bint Muzahim, the wife of Pharaoh, is one of the most intriguing and revered women in the Quran. Her story stands out as a powerful testament to faith and righteousness in the face of tyranny and oppression. Asiya's life and her steadfast belief in God, despite her husband's tyranny, make her a unique and inspiring figure in Islamic tradition. Asiya's story is set against the backdrop of ancient Egypt, where her husband Pharaoh ruled with an iron fist. Despite living in the lap of luxury and power, Asiya's heart was inclined towards faith and compassion. The Quran highlights her as an exemplar of piety, contrasting her righteousness with her husband's arrogance and disbelief. The most significant aspect of Asiya's story is her role in the life of Prophet Moses. According to Islamic tradition, Asiya discovered the infant Musa in a basket floating on the Nile River. Despite knowing her husband's decree to kill all newborn Israelite boys, she was moved by the sight of the baby and convinced Pharaoh to spare his life. Asiya's compassion saved Musa, who would later become one of the greatest prophets in Islamic history. As Musa grew up in the palace, Asiya's faith in God deepened. Her belief in Musa's message and her rejection of Pharaoh's tyranny put her in a perilous position. The Quran narrates her prayer to God, seeking a house in paradise and deliverance from Pharaoh and his wicked deeds. This prayer signifies her ultimate rejection of her husband's tyranny and her unwavering faith in God's justice and mercy. Asiya's defiance did not go unnoticed. Pharaoh subjected her to severe punishment in an attempt to force her to renounce her faith. However, her steadfastness and trust in God remained unshaken. Islamic tradition holds that she endured her suffering with patience and was ultimately rewarded with a place in paradise. Her story is a powerful example of spiritual resilience and the triumph of faith over worldly power. Asiya's legacy is profound in Islamic thought. She is often cited alongside Maryam as one of the greatest women in Islam. Her story underscores the themes of faith, sacrifice, and the moral courage to stand up against oppression. Asiya's life serves as an enduring reminder that true faith transcends worldly power and that God's justice prevails over tyranny. In conclusion, Asiya's narrative in the Quran is a compelling tale of faith and righteousness. Her unwavering belief in God, despite living in an environment of absolute power and oppression, makes her an exemplary figure for Muslims. Her story continues to inspire believers to hold firm to their faith and values, regardless of the challenges they face.